And they're still married. Randy and Wendy. Wendy was my science partner, and Randy was my sports friend because I grew up very much a tomboy. She had a crush on him. Long story short, I told her, change your dress a little. Don't be afraid to talk to him. He's really nice. I kind of organized the meeting, and I shared with him he liked her, and they dated from 8th grade through college, and now they're married, still happily married all these years later. If I told you how long, I'd tell you how old I am. So that was really the beginning. Without knowing it, I've been doing it my entire life. I just have an instinct. I'm a polymath, which means I'm very versed in a lot of subjects, and I'm very instinctive. So that's how it started, and I did it just for fun and passion and seeing people happy for years. And I started working with the tech industry, and I met a lot of tech geeks, we call them, who really had no sense of self outside their work. And I was living in Scottsdale at the time, and a woman called me out the clear blue sky and said, "You don't know me. I was referred to you." And she gave me her background and said she wanted to be married. And I said, "Well, let me help you." And then she says, "Let me pay you." I said, "Oh."
Right.
I'm going to get paid for what I naturally do. And she lived in San Francisco, and within 6 months she was engaged. And I still have never physically met her. And a lot of things happen with my clients, not you, of course. As soon as they get to where they want to be, they forget about me. But so basically, fulfilling as a business success strategist, my job is just not seeing your business make money. It's sustainability, credibility, and making sure that there's a business process of improvement. And I found that, in life, one without the other, personal happiness and joy, then you could have all the money in the world, but you could be a miserable person. So there was a downtime after 9/11. God bless all those who lost their life. And I decided to get my coaching certification, never thinking that these many years later, I'd still be helping people, if not always find love, activity partners, travel partners. Not all of them end in marriage, but there are some best practices that go along with being a dating coach. I don't really like the word coach. I coach girls soccer. If you need, it's a totally different premise. That's why my title is success strategist. But that's how it started.
Well, happy business, usually has a happy personal life.
Yes,
when people are happy in their personal life, then their business will
grows.
Soar.
Yeah, it will. It truly will. I mean, there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth.
Right.
But in your personal life, as you know, you're 12 years later, I feel blessed that I had any inkling to your joy. You're an art's joy. I love you both. And it just made sense. When you met Art, you were at a place where you were ready for fulfillment and to have a partner. And the journey is about being partners. And not everybody wants to be married. Some people just want to have an activity partner. Right. And other people actually want to have a social partner, someone to go places with, and someone they can trust with their feelings. And I don't take on a lot of clients for the simple fact that, one, I'm very, very, very busy in my business life, and not everyone is authentic.
Right.
So that's the most important part for me.
Right.
Is I only work with authentic individuals, because my time is the most valuable thing I have, other than my faith and my love.
Right, because those people are people who are serious. And as you know, during this time of the year, which is cuffing season.
It is cuffing season.
And everybody's out there on the hunt. You know, the ghosts of Christmas dates gone wrong past. They come up.
We all
and they
have
come
them.
up there, and they come up there And they're like, you will be visited by 3 more dead VJs from in the past,
For
you
the past, the
know.
present, and possibly the future. We all have had them. We all have had
Lord.
them. I
Yes,
know.
yes. So
Actually, there's a
people are
very
out there.
they're out there, and there are people, but desperation, men and women smell desperation. So
Right.
the first thing about getting through this season is don't be desperate. You know,
Right. Right.
I'm single right now, and I'm definitely not desperate. And I've got a little extra winter weight, so I don't really need to cuff.
We
I
all
don't
have
need
the
to.
extra winter weight
I don't
and
need a teddy
COVID
bear right
weight.
now. Yeah. So some people, it's a time of year, depending on what part of the country you live in, where you really just don't want to have to do social things by yourself. Because for me, and you've heard me say this my whole life, there's two things I hate doing. I hate getting gas. So part of my checkbox is fill my car up every week.
Okay, I'm glad
Secondly,
you clarified that because I'm like, we all hate that.
secondly, it's the going to events by yourself. I'm good on that. I've
Yeah,
traveled the world single, but there are
right.
individuals who don't like to go to places alone. And this is a busy time, even with the
Time of year.
pandemic. Yeah, it's a busy time of
Yes.
year. From now until Valentine, there's so many
Hmm.
events. And, there's just some people who don't feel as fulfilled going solo. And
So
they
they
will,
meet online
yes, well, right
nowadays.
now,
Most people are
right,
meeting
most
online.
people. Over
Yeah,
51% of marriages in the last 10 years have started online. I
yeah,
believe in data. I believe in data. You know that. So,
yeah, yeah.
you met art online, and you have friends who have met
But
online.
back then, it was kind of like taboo. People were still
Well,
kind of like, you know, you met online, ooh,
well, I,
but now
well,
everybody meets online.
I'm so
But
glad
it's,
you said that. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
because everybody has to think about how they're going to dress and how they're going to show up on the date, but also they have to look at how they're presenting themselves on the dating app or the website or whatever, because some of those photos
Yeah.
that they're probably posting, mm, you
Yeah. They
dress
need
like
you,
what you
yo.
want to catch,
They
right?
need you. They need to come to you
You
first.
right, but listen, if you're dressed inappropriately, you're gonna get
Inappropriate
right.
dating partners. You are a style, trendsetter, and yet your style is very classic. And you have an innate instinct of how to share with people how they should dress. So one of the things I'll be doing in 2022, I'll be utilizing your services. We'll be doing dating makeovers, and that means style and as well as their profile. So
Right.
you have an innate sense, and they should come to you first before they come to me, for sure.
Yes, yes, definitely. And you also help people write their profiles and
Yes.
help them get set up. I mean, you helped me with me writing
I,
my own. I didn't know what
I
to
wrote your
say.
profile. I wrote. Art is fond of saying that he did not read your profile. He saw
Right,
the
he did
beauty
not. The
in
guys don't
you.
read your profile. They just look at the picture. That's why you have to think about how you show up, you
Well, women
know?
don't read a lot either. So you try to make it as succinct as possible.
Right,
But
right. Because guys post anything, I guess. I remember
well,
one of my first times
oh,
on there, the guy was holding a goat on a farm. I was like, really?
you must have been
This,
in Ohio.
I know. All right. Well, we're going to take a break in a few minutes and we're going to talk about how we're going to start this out. So, if you're someone who's ready to get out there to date and you want to know how you should dress, what photos, how you should write your profile, we're going to talk about those things next.
Style takes too long. I can't fit anything. I have nothing in this closet. Oh, I'll just stay home. I need to purge my closet. Oh, but not that dress. Yo, Taylor here. If you ever thought to say one of these phrases, then this show is for you. Join me at the Style Table, where we'll have candid and fun conversations about real women's style issues and wardrobe dilemmas. We will discuss solutions and ideas that will give you a big sigh of relief. You'll learn ways to save money, make money, and enrich the lives of others with the clothes in your closet. We're going to take the stress out of your style.
Taylor, I am back with Sharon Sierra, business and personal success strategist and dating guru. And now we're going to talk about the serious do's and don'ts and glamour do's and don'ts.
Let's start with the glamour do's.
When you're doing your digital dating. Because I'm old school. They're flipping and swiping from left and swipe and right and apps, and it is gone
bonkers.
Cyberspace. Yeah. I can't keep up.
Well, you don't have to anymore.
Oh,
you do
let's talk about someone comes to you, help me. You know, you're helping them coach their business, and it's like, help me figure out how to navigate this process. I want to write a good profile. What type of picture should I show? You know, is it okay for me to show the bikini shot?
Oh, first of all, I send them to you. The do's and don'ts of digital dating really starts with your personal appearance. No one knows you until you go to see Yo Taylor and get your closet purged and get your wardrobe together and find your own style, which is what you're really good at doing. And then from there, because a lot of times I don't tell a lot of people that I do the dating coaching, but like yesterday someone said to me, you know, I really am serious about moving to the next step of my life. And I know this person, and they know I do dating coaching. I never, ever promote myself. And she's 42, and she's at a place and space in her life where she wants to settle down and be with a serious man. And she's an amazing woman. And then I have a 43-year-old who did come to me for coaching about 2 months ago. His profile, he was not getting one hit, not one. And I started with his profile pictures. Mm-hmm. He looked like he was a fly dude, and he isn't. He works for Morgan Stanley. He's a Christian. He works in music as well. But his profile pictures were horrible. They were cutting his head off. You can only not see him. In every picture, he wasn't smiling. So it is presentation, as you know, in your industry as well. You don't always get a second chance to make a good impression, same as your industry, and which is why we were partner in 2022. I can give them to you. And that is really where it starts. It starts with me vetting them. They have to fill out a form to make sure they're authentic about their choice. I'm not trying to get anybody a friends with benefit relationship. You don't have to want to be married, but you do have to be authentic and not in this to run through people and not be a mass murderer. So I vet them.
You need to Google people.
I vet them, and then I teach them how to vet the people who they meet. Before they meet, I vet them, and then along the process, it starts with vetting from me. And then it starts with the profile makeover. It starts with writing the profile. It starts with setting real expectations. You know, you're not going to get a Saudi prince if you are a princess. So it starts with making real expectations, and then being authentic and not wasting a lot of time.
And because part of being authentic, I would guess, is actually posting pictures of what you look like now, not the picture when you were that thing back in college.
Number one complaint.
Right. You don't want to surprise people.
Number one complaint from men and women, the number one complaint is that people show up at the coffee shop or at the wine bar, or at the library, on the walking trail, and they look nothing like their picture. That's the number one complaint. Number one.
I remember years ago, I went on a date and I was at the restaurant and I was seated, but I could see him checking in at the desk and he's like looking around oh. And then he comes over, he's like, wow, you look like your picture. I'm like, hello to you too. And you don't.
Bye. No, you're too kind for that. I know you're too kind for that.
Art said the same thing when we met. He was like, you look like your picture. I'm like, what are people posting?
I would say that over 60% of the people post outdated pictures, and hint, hint, you can tell by the clothing. So you shouldn't be fooled, because if a person pictures look like the 80s, the 90s, or the 70s, then you should not swipe right.
Right, but sometimes people are stuck in a fashion time war.
Then you need
they're still showing up looking
don't
like
swipe
that.
right. Another don't swipe right. But yeah,
right.
Because I in my former executive role as Ask Steve, developing the digital app for the Steve Harvey Show, romance was one of the topics I had to work on, and that was the number one complaint. And it's the number one complaint, if you use stats. But there are hints. You should not get lost in that, because there are enough hints that you shouldn't complain. If they're dressed like they're still in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, 50s, do not swipe right.
Right.
Because they're still living in the past.
Right, they're trapped. And I remember you telling me when I was writing my profile years ago, not to spend a whole lot of time in terms of making it long. Like guys aren't going to read a whole lot. So you don't want to write all about war and peace level novel on your profile. So I just did something short and sweet. And he still didn't read it.
And he still didn't read it. That's because he saw you and saw his future. That happens. But write a succinct profile. There are three things. Don't put your children or your dogs or group photos. No children, no dogs or cats. No pets, no children, and no group photos. Because look, how are they going to know it's you if every picture is a group photo? The fourth thing and most important thing is write an authentic, short, succinct, who you are and your interests, just your interests, and include what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That way there's no room for error. I'm looking for an activities partner. I'm in the process of moving. I just moved here. I'd love to have someone show me around, or I'm looking for a future with someone.
Well, and you want to keep it direct because you want to stay true to what you're looking for. Because when I felt like I was ready to do it, it was like shopping for shoes. The great thing about online dating, you're just kind of like, oh, that's a nice one. Oh, and so you can just start shopping shopping for shoes. And so you pick all the things that you want, and then you go from there.
Yeah, shoes come in all colors, all heights, all makes, right? So
absolutely, right.
You might want to store a Weissman, or you might wear a bass shoe, or you might want a flip flop. It depends.
Right. And you can do it all in your comfy pajamas.
I say don't swipe right before 9 or after 9. Because you show desperation. If you're on your I don't want to give names because they're not paying me. If you're on a dating site and you're swiping before 9, you're desperate. If you're on a dating site, if you're swiping and texting after 9, your time zone, you're desperate. you know,
Wow.
and this is a real key. If you're online and you're looking 20 profiles at a time, get off.
Oh, wow.
You're wasting time, and that's time you can't get back.
That's
20
true.
at a time, 20 at a
So
time.
that is important. These have been some great, important dating, online, digital dating tips. Now, if you need a dating guru,
Give me a shout. Give me a
okay,
shout.
so
It's so
give us
easy to
all
find
the
me.
ways we can connect with you.
Well, it's not that difficult to find me. There's not a lot of Sharon Sierras. There are a couple, but it's Sharon Sierra, and it's my digital is so easy. It's the digital do's and don'ts of dating, because I believe in safety first. So, and there are some true and tried rules for safety, and there's some true and tried rules on stats. I'm a huge data person because of my career and my life. I believe in data. There are just some straight data things that I can share with you. So it's do's and don'ts of digitaldating.com.
Okay.
I'm Sharon Sierra Dating Guru on Instagram only, but you can find me. It's so easy. Sharon, Sharen, and Sierra, like the mountains, Sierra. And if they mention at the style table, there will be special discounts for them.
Ooh,
Because
you
first they
never
have
have
to
a style table like discounts.
As you said, but first they have to start with you. They have to get their wardrobe together, and they have to get their mindset together. Because
Right.
as you said, those photos, and you can style them from virtually from around the world.
Absolutely.
So the first stop
Easy
will be
peasy.
Yo Taylor, because
Yeah.
their pictures need to be right. And a lot of times I don't take clients who don't want to change their pictures.
Right. You have to be able to change your look and modify it, because people say, oh, well, I had trouble when I dated online. And it's like, well, what did you write? And what picture? But your profile picture is a
That's
bikini photo,
horrible,
you know?
but horrible. A smile says a lot. And
Right.
then even like what you're wearing, it's the holiday season, you look bright, you look beautiful. The reading
Thank
glasses, you look bright and beautiful, so you look so smart. You look so smart.
I'm also blind.
Yeah, like mine are so, I can't find mine. That's how blind I am.
Oh my gosh.
But it says a lot. Your personal appearance, we've heard it from childhood on. You don't often
Get
get
a
a second
first,
chance to make a
yes,
first
first
impression.
impression. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. And we will hope that you, if you're out there looking for love, you hit Sharon Sierra up.
And Yo Taylor for
At the
all your
style
style
table.
tips at the style
That's
table.
right.
Thank you, Yo, for having me.
And survive cuffing season
Yes, and style.
in style,
And
hopefully.
hopefully go into 2022.
And no
with-
ghosts of bad dating
Yes,
past.
no, bye.
They're
Bye.
gone for a reason.
They're gone for a reason. No Scrooge dates.
No, no. Shane, Bob, what's his name? Not Bob Marley. Jacob Marley.
Whoever Marley it is, we don't want them in our life for
Right,
2022.
they're gone for a reason.
There's 400, and don't forget, if you're traveling this season, ladies
Okay.
especially,
We are all
all the
done.
time. Okay.
All right.